Hey everybody, it's Susan here with Pumpkin Hill Stampers, and today I have this fun floral card for you that I am posting to share in the Joy of Sets blog hop for the month of May. So our theme this month is floral. So I went through my sets and I decided to use one that unfortunately I haven't used very much, but it is lovely. This is Forever Lovely, and it's a 2-step stamp set, and then I'm pairing it with Strong and Beautiful for my inside sentiment. So here in the States, it's going to be Mother's Day tomorrow. So I'm going to share this card, and it's going to become a Mother's Day card. So let's get right to the stamping bit. So on the blog post, I've got all the measures and materials that I use, so I don't need to worry about telling you all that as I go. But I will tell you I'm stamping on shimmery white paper, so it's got a little bit of shine to it. I am using Grapefruit Grove for my cardstock and my ink, and Old Olive also for my cardstock and my ink. So I'm going to start by stamping my sentiment near to the center of this main piece for the front. Okay, so then from there I'm going to start my 2-step stamping around the edges. So these stamps are a little tricky. You got to figure out which way is up. So the best I can do is I put it down and I look for this little curlicue on the stamp. And when I see that curlicue on the stamp, then I know my roses will fit this way. Okay, so I'm going to put my stamp down like that so that I know I'm stamping in this direction. So I ink this up, and then I'm going to come in, put this back in the center so you can see. I'm going to come in and stamp close to those words. Okay, and then I'm put this right down. Oop, I'm going to put it down like that because otherwise I'll mix up which way is up. So now I'm going to come in with my roses. I've got my Grapefruit Grove ink, and now I can see through the stamps and I can work my position for a best fit and then stamp that down. Okay, alright, so there's my roses. So now I'm going to turn the whole thing sideways. I'm going to do it again. So I'm just going to create kind of like a floral wreath around my sentiment. So just back and forth between the 2 stamps and the 2 colors. And I'm going to fill in all around my sentiment. There we go. Okay, so this one in like this. Okay, so there is my sentiment all decked out. And so that's going to get added to this Old Olive piece of cardstock just to kind of frame it and have it pop up off of the front of the card here. Now, as you can see, I have stamped a background on my card. So I'm going to fold and score. Move some of this out of the way for a minute. I'm going to fold and score with my bone folder the card, and then I'm going to bring in the hearts, which are part of this Forever Lovely set, and I'm just going to stamp a background all around the edge. I'm also going to end up stamping the center, but if your centerpiece is big enough, you really don't have to. But I know I have some people who get my cards who start to take them apart and peek under the corners, so I stamp them everywhere now. Okay, so there's my front. So now I've got my front, I've got my main thing here. So I want to add some twine for an embellishment. So I'm actually end up doubling my twine just because I want 2 strands. Okay, and I need enough to go around the front, the back, and then enough to tie and cut off. So almost 3 times the width. So I'm just going to cut that. And now I'm just going to loop it around the back. Bring it back to the front. And here is my little trick for being able to do this. I take a glue dot and I stick it where I want to have my bow. It'll come off my finger. Okay, there we go. Apparently my fingers are stickier than the paper today. So then I bring my twine over and I tie my knot. And I just stick it into that glue dot to anchor it. Okay, and then I'm going to tie a double knot, and then I'm going to trim off the ends. There we go. Okay, so this whole thing is going to get put up on dimensionals and then added to the front of our card. I'm going to give it one in the center just so it's got a little bit of lift to it. Okay, so there's the front of the card. So now I'm going to show you what I did on the inside. So I'm going to open my card up and see here. So I've got the mimic of the front. I'm going to stamp my sentiment first. Now these are the words I borrowed from the Strong and Beautiful stamp set. I'll put those down. Then I'm going to do that same stamping with our flowers, but I'm just going to put this white one down first. That's about where I want it. And then I'm going to stamp my greenery, and I'm going to overlap on the card and that white cardstock. And I need to press a little bit because there's a little bit of difference between those two pieces, and I want the ink to get securely on both. Then I'm going to do the same thing with my flowers. So I get my best fit, and again I'm going to stamp. I'm going to kind of rock. I know we always tell you don't rock your stamps, but I'm going to kind of rock those flowers so they get onto the, see here there's a little bit of gap. So when I take this off, I can just do those flowers again, just line up the image with what's already stamped. There. Okay, so now I'm going to mount this like I did on the front to the old olive, and then that is going to get put in here, and I'm just going to overlap those stamped images so they come back together. Looks like the flowers are just coming right up to bloom for them. So there's the card, and I always say if you're going to stamp a card, you really need to stamp the envelope. So here's the envelope I stamped. So as you can see, I've just repeated that same two-step stamping with the flowers and the petals on the back of my card. So I hope you're enjoying the blog today. Hop on along to the next one and visit all of us. There's usually more than a dozen of us that do this once a month, and they're all going to be floral today, so go enjoy the May flowers. And if you enjoyed the show and tell video, don't be shy. Come on back or subscribe to the blog, because I'm trying to post multiple videos throughout the week to give you some creative inspiration. Alright, I hope everybody is well. Have a wonderful Mother's Day, and I'll see you again next month. Bye-bye.